Hey guys, come along on a right in the sun. Hey guys, come along on a trip with us. We're headed out to the farm to get some fresh honey. Going out to Turtlebee Farms. I don't remember what town it is in Michigan though. Sorry, we'll look it up for you and put it down in the comments below. But come along. We're going to go on a quick trip to the farm. We're here with Kathy, one of the owners of Turtlebee Farms, and she's just going to help us out and help us know why raw natural honey is better than store-bought honey. So what are like the top three things that like separate it from store-bought honey?
Well, this is what I would tell. We did the Bright Market for 18 years in the Fenton Market. So this is what I developed to be able to tell people so that it was in simple form. Honey is a simple sugar. It's not a complex sugar, so it's easy for your body to digest it. It's loaded with antioxidants. It boosts your immune system. It's got vitamins and minerals, 18 amino acids, which is half of the required amount of amino acids for us. And it's got trace protein, as well as it has hydrogen peroxide naturally occurs in it, which is really neat because then it makes it antiseptic, which is why bacteria cannot grow in honey. And the regulations for honey, as long as we're not heating it and altering it, the regulations are very easy because bacteria can't grow in it. It's not going to cause any problems. But also because of the hydrogen peroxide, people use it for facials, burns and wound care. And we've had people over the years come to the markets and educate us, like nurses, and they've seen it heal wounds, and they are using it in some hospitals, and definitely for burns. We've seen, because the pollens are suspended in it, we only gravity strain our honey.
So how's that different from like store-bought honey?
Store-bought honey is, it's gone through a pasteurization, which is taking it up to 160 degrees for 20 minutes.
What does that take out of the honey?
It kills anything and all of those things like the vitamins and minerals, and if that wasn't enough, they put it through real tight micron filters, and they'll filter it, and it guts the honey if there was anything good there. So the other thing is that we could feed bees, and some people do feed their bees. We feed them in the spring to get them going when there's no nectars out there. You can feed them cheap sweeteners, and they will make something that looks corn syrup or just sugar water. They will convert it and they will make it look and act like, they'll reduce the moisture content to really low, and it'll look and act like honey, but it doesn't have any of the natural goodness to it because it's not from nectars.
And what do you guys feed your bees?
This is just from the nectar of flowers.
Okay.
Earlier in the spring when we were starting the hives, and they need the carbs to produce wax chips so that they can start building their comb, and there are no pollens or anything out there for them, and we're feeding them. But the carbs are what helps them to be able to produce the wax. So this is made from, the bees built that themselves. We just cut it and then put it into the box. These are called cappings. This is the wax cappings. When they say it's been reduced enough in moisture content, they reduce it down to like 18% is good. Anything higher than that, then it's like can possibly go into like a fermentation, which is not an alcoholic fermentation, but it'll ferment, and we can still use that for cooking and baking and making salad dressings and things. And it's just a little bit different flavor, but it doesn't hold as well. But this will hold long term. But the cappings and honeycomb are good to chew for if you have a spoonful of honey after the last meal of the day, and you chew honeycomb several times a week during your allergy season, you'll stay clear. Vermont folk medicine says that if you chew, if your sensitivities are higher than your immune system's lower, then you want to chew several times a day, and have a spoonful of honey after the last meal of the day. And again, it works. We've seen it. If you have at the onset of an allergy response, your eyes start itching or really getting watery, or sneezy, drippy, some nose.
Right.
If you have a spoonful of honey or the honeycomb and start chewing it, and the honey itself, you want something that's got the pollen suspended in it, but you'll have a marked improvement in like 5 minutes or less. And again, we've seen it.
Quick.
Yes. And Vermont folk medicine, Dr. D.C. Jarvis, and it's still in print, but it was studies done in the 50s, and they hold true. So when you're chewing, it is 100% edible because it's an amino acid. Because the wax is a fatty acid, it's absorbent, and it absorbs all the pollens that are being trapped all over it. So it's absorbing those extra pollens. So when you chew honeycomb, as opposed to having just the solid honey,
Right.
then it's giving you that extra boost of pollens, as well as if you
building up your defenses. Basically.
yes. So here's the other thing. I make candles. So I use the wax that we don't use for this. I make candles, and they have found that it is a negative ion producer. So it produces the ions that take down the positive ions, which aren't positive for us, and it purifies the air. So like when after a fresh rain, you can breathe, you can take a deep breath in, and it's not a lot of work because it's been filtered already.
Right.
So it's easy to breathe. Well, they're finding that if you burn 3 hours at night before bed in your bedroom, beeswax, that it purifies the air, and they're actually bringing people out of severe asthmatic states. That's noteworthy. It's noteworthy, and it's natural.
Amazing.
Yep.
So tell us about, I'm getting this today and this, so just tell us real quick about those.
The honey is a saturated sugar. It has several sugars, and they separate. When they separate, over whether it's sometimes the time frame will have to do with temperature, as well as the nectars that it comes from. And so that's solid. That's beautiful. It's a light color. It's very dense, and it's very creamy. And we did not cream it. It's just that's the way it is. This has got some down at the bottom. This is creamy as well, but you've got some honey, so it crystallizes from the bottom and works its way up. This has had more time, and so you've got a little bit of everything here. That's yummy, and this one's yummy. And so the darker is going to have more pollens in it. If you see U.S. grade A on honey at the store, that means it's gone through all that processing. If you see something that says whether on the front or the back, that says it'll say a product of or packed by. If you see packed by, that just means somebody packed it. They can pack it in Michigan. How much U.S. honey is it, and how is it theirs? So the two things you really want to ask are they heating it, and are they medicating their bees? And beyond that, this is the best.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So you can see some of their hives back here.
Yeah, I feel that.
Extend the thing out. Extend the arm out. What are you doing? All right, we're at Turtlebee Farms. It's been here since 1992. It's owned by Tim and Kathy Bennett. They have about 30 acres here, and they use a lot of it for beekeeping. We already showed you a shot of the bees and the bee hives here. They produce raw, natural honey, which is amazing, tastes fantastic. It's really creamy and sweet, but not like that overly sweet you get from store-bought honey. It's just like a smooth, round sweetness that's just really good, plain or in baking and cooking as well.
تقریبا 1 ساعت درایو از اونجایی که ما هستیم. بعد تقریبا زمینش 30 ایکره و خیلی سال پیش اینجا تأسیس شده. با نمک من نگاه کنید.
Well, you can't talk to me in Farsi. I don't understand it all yet.
I know. So و اینکه تقریبا من اون موقع که ایران بودم بابا مدت داشتش که همیشه عسل طبیعی بخره، چون که خاصیتش بیشتره. عسل طبیعی رو حرارت نمیدن، برای همین تمام اون خواصش توش میمونه و ارزشش رو داره که شما یه تایمی رو بذارین و درایو کنین جایی که میتونین عسل طبیعی بخرین، به جای اینکه همون قیمت رو بدین یه چیزی از مغازه بخرین که اصلا براتون فایده نداره. یکی دیگه از خاصیت‌های مهمی که داره اینه که اصلا شکر غیر طبیعی نداره، همش طبیعیه. و اینکه oh my god too many bees around me. و اینکه یه چیز خیلی جالبی که دفعه پیش ما اینجا اومده بودیم و این خانمی که اینجا این کارا رو میکنه از من پرسید، برای اینکه خیلی تابلو بود که من میدل ایسترنم. بعد وقتی که به عسل نگاه کردم یکم مات بود و از اونجایی که من زمینه خوبی ندارم توی خریدن عسل مات، یه جورایی انگاری که تو ذهن ما جا افتاده که اگه این عسل ماته حتما که توش شکر ریختن و از اینجور چیزا. و ایشون کاملا توضیح داد که نه اصلا اینطوری نیست. اینکه عسل ماته بستگی به این داره که چه تایمی از سال و چه موقعی، حتی چه تایمی از روز این عسل رو از اون موم کشیده باشن بیرون. و اینکه اون عسلایی که خیلی شفافه معنیش اینه که خیلی شکر بهش اضافه کردن که رنگش یه خورده جالبتر بشه و more attractive که مثلا شما بخرینش. اینم محصولات دیگه شونه که خودشون اینجا درست میکنن، صابون، شم و این چیزایی که اینجاست. حتی لوشن هم دارن که اینا همه مواد شیمیایی نداره، یعنی اصلا. البته یه چیز دیگه هم هست، اینا اصلا بازرسی نمیشه برای اینکه چیزایی که به حرارت احتیاج نداره و اصلا چیزایی که به حرارت احتیاج نداره به بازرسی سازمان کشاورزی هم احتیاجی نداره، چون نیازی به تایید نداره. برای همین چیزها طبیعی هست، ولی اینا اجازه ندارن که محصولاتشون رو به فروشگاه بفروشن، فقط میتونن که توی فارم خودشون اینا رو بفروشن.